Hello everyone, welcome to part 9 of this tutorial. So time to jump back on the front end. So what we're gonna do in this one, we're gonna design this type bar. And now some of you are gonna maybe say, oh yes, but it's kind of just like, it's maybe not the most fun thing. But I was thinking about why not create your own tab bar. So this way we can learn how we can do this. So in the future, if you have some project where you need to design your own tab bar, you can just come back to this tutorial and see how that's gonna work. So that we don't gonna design the tab bar provided by React Navigation, but we're gonna create your own. So this is what we're gonna do. And also I'm gonna provide you all the icon and all this stuff. So that's gonna be great. But before going further in that, we need to create 3 other screens to make sure we can create this kind of screen stuff here at the bottom. So what we're gonna do, it's you see here we have the home screen, okay? So in Visual Studio Code, you can Command C finally, like that, and paste again, and paste again, and paste again. So that's gonna create many other file. I don't know why Expo shut down. Let me reopen it. So I'm gonna change the name of this one by clicking enter, and I'm gonna call this one list screen. I'm gonna change this one to be store with an S screen. And finally, we're gonna change this one to be order screen. So now we did something pretty fast. So now the only thing I want is if you click on the store, I want you to selection just the home here, Command D to select both, and store screen. Control D, I think, on the window. So here is the order. We can say order. And here for the list screen, you can do this like that. Now if we close all the file and jump to the index.js inside the screen folder, I want to Shift Command D that to copy 3 other times. So if we check the order in the preview, that was home, list, store, and order. So here that's going to be list, store, and order. We change that to be list screen. We change that to be store screen. And we can change that to be the order screen. Just like that. If you save, this is what we got. So now we can go between all the screen. But how can we create this custom tab bar? We're gonna do this in a moment, but before that, the thing I want to do is just change the color of this header at the top. It's gonna be really simple. So what we do, it's inside the main navigator right there. We can just create an object. Don't put a dot, put a comma. Here that's going to be navigation option. We're going to have some header style, and we can set background color. And we can import that from the theme. The theme I provide for with you with the React Native Designer utility, and we have put this color inside the green. And now that gave us the green. So if we jump here, this is the green we have put. Perfect. Now the only thing I want to change just before we go further, it's I want to import a status bar from React Native. And what I want to do is just pass this status bar right there and sing bar style light content. So this way we're gonna have a white status bar. So I'm gonna paste that there. Just import again status bar in each of the screen. You can do this in another way. I just think it's better for this because now you can really manage it. If you have some design we're gonna change and you need to have a status bar dark in one of the screens. So I know it's painful here, but it's pretty fast. So it's done. So now just to make sure everything works, if we click, we see status bar still the same. Perfect. Now what we're gonna do is we need to add some icon first. So I've provided for you all that in the Dropbox link in the description. If you click on tab icon folder, you're gonna see all that and all this icon gonna be this stuff right there. So a lot of icons. So all the icons have their active and their inactive state. So we can close that, and now we're gonna jump back on the constant from the image. So here for the constant of the image, this is the place where we're gonna provide a way to manage the tab icon. So we're gonna say tab bar icon. It's gonna be an object where we're gonna have active and inactive state. So we're gonna go in order. So on is gonna be the image called on that active. You see it's active, so I'm gonna do this way. Now I'm gonna just Shift Command D to do this 3 other times. I'm gonna say list, and now here that's gonna be list icon active. Here that's gonna be screen, and not screen, store. And now here, if you want to just check, you just say sometime this autocomplete store icon active. So you see they all follow the same pattern. And here that's gonna be order. This is not always happening when you work with a designer, but when you do, it's really awesome. So now I'm gonna just copy that, paste that there, and now just change the active here. So active part, I'm gonna change that to be inactive, like that. So you see, so just to make sure you can control, I think it's option click, just to see if we jump on each of them, and looks like it's working perfect. Now, because we want to add this image in the cache, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump back on the app.js where we have the image here, and we're gonna also provide a tab bar icons. And now this cache image need to receive an array of image because we're gonna do map. So the way we're gonna handle that, it's we're gonna put that in an array and we're gonna spread. So this way that's gonna concat all of them. So I'm gonna spread another one, but now that's gonna be the tab bar icon that active. And I want to do the same, but for the inactive part. So just to make sure that all this image become cache now. So it's gonna be faster to upload it. Now, we're gonna create a new folder inside the src and a new file. So the new file is gonna be inside the folder called component, and that's gonna be called tabbar.js. You see, component tabbar.js. So this one is gonna be a per component, okay? Nothing crazy here. Why I use per component, I'm gonna do shadow equal, so we're gonna make sure that I'm gonna render only when you get new stuff re-render. So I mean, I always use per component almost. So tab bar from, oops, not from, extend per component, render, return, and now we're gonna make use of the box from React Native utility, and just like that for now. Also here, I'm gonna export default this tab bar. For just be able to see it, we're gonna put a height of 60 and a BG of red, just to see it. So now we can jump back in the index.js inside the screen, so where everything starts. And we need to provide this tab bar for this navigation button tab navigation. So here you say tab bar component. Here this tab bar component is a function. We finally get props and can re-render another component, and we're gonna re-render the tab bar component we have created. I'm gonna just put space. I like to have space between the library I use and the code I create. So now if everything works, we're gonna see this red. So now if you follow, that's gonna be this red right there. So I think if I put 100, we're gonna get a tab bar of 100 of height. So here that's gonna be a 60, is gonna be the size we need. After that, how can we render this image and stuff like that? So if we use the React DevTool, and I make it a bit bigger, I'm gonna search here for tab bar. So you see my tab bar right there is all the props I receive in this component. So my component in Visual Studio Code right now receive all that. Inside navigation, I'm gonna have a state. If I open this state, I'm gonna have a route. Route, it's all the route provide inside this finally this navigator. So you see we have home, list, store, and order. So we can make use of this. So what are we gonna do now? It's we're gonna create a new component first called tab item. So that's gonna be one item, so one kind of icon and stuff like that. And for doing this, that's gonna be also a per component. And this one's gonna be really simple. It's gonna be tab item extend per component, render, return, and now here again I'm gonna use the box. And for now, what we're gonna do also, it's exporting. It's really important, don't forget that, like this. Now if you follow what I try to do, it's I want first thing to import all my icon from my constant folder image. You know, the tab bar icon object we have created here with active and inactive. This is what we're gonna use here. What I want to pass to this tab item, that's going to be two props. The props we want to pass is the route name and a value called isActive. isActive is going to be a boolean. A boolean, we're going to say if this is the current route. So the way to get the icon, it's by doing TabBar icon. So it's an object. So here we can use a variable key, and the way to do this, it's if it's active, I want to use the active, else I want to use the inactive. So that means TabBar icon, if it's active, we're gonna go to this one. If it's inactive, we're gonna go to this one. So we use a variable key. And now here we can also pass another square bracket and now pass route name. So this route name is gonna be home, store, list, and whatever. So we're gonna show it right there. Now to show the image, we're gonna need to import from React Native the image component. And for showing you this, that work, we're gonna put the image with the source equal to the icon. Now nothing gonna work because we don't import this one. The way we're gonna handle this here, it's gonna be pretty simple. From the this.props, we're gonna destructuring the navigation. After that, inside the navigation, as you remember when I show you the tab bar here, we have a state. And inside the state we have route, and route it's an array of all the routes. So I can say routes equal navigation that state. I'm gonna destructure from that. If one of your question is why you didn't destruct from the beginning, it's because maybe I want to use something else than just the navigation from this.props. So here I'm gonna make use of the route, and this is an array, so I can map. I'm gonna need the route and the I. I don't need the I as a key because first thing I really don't like to use the index, but for this one, for the index, because we're gonna make sure then a route have always a unique name, we can say route name. So the key is gonna be the route name, so it's gonna be really unique. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do route. This way I'm gonna provide the route name and everything like that I have inside this route. It's nothing, it's just an object with key and route name, but I want to just provide that here to be able to be used in the tab item. And finally, I want to use the isActive property. So this isActive property I want to create, how can I know it's this? Now, I think no. For now, I'm gonna just show you this way. So now if I do this, you see, I'm gonna put this white like it's supposed to be. And now you see all the images like that. So the thing is, because it's flex, and by default flex it's column, now I can change that by saying there, and I want that as a row. So now what happened is, you see, all the icon now are like this. It's pretty nice now. But how can we make it like it looks more like a tab bar? It's gonna be pretty simple. Inside my tab item here, now I can put a flex of 1. So we're gonna take the full flex. So now you see, it takes the full space. So this is already a good thing. Now the thing we don't have yet, it's gonna be the name. So how can we do the name? First thing, I'm gonna wrap my image in a box. I don't want to control the spacing and stuff like that from an image or a text. I want to control it from a box with a view. After that, I'm gonna import my text from my React Native utility. So it's like the text of React Native, but they have a bit more plus. So here I'm gonna put route name. If I put route name right now, you see the name. First thing in my preview, my route name is in lowercase. If you make use of JavaScript, if you make use of text, normally you're gonna do 2 lowercase and blah blah blah, all this stuff. But now with my library, you can just say lowercase, and that's gonna work. So you see, it's pretty nice now. Now, what I'm gonna do is I want to center this element, align item, and justify content. So this way, they're gonna be centered in the middle. You see, like that, already closed. So center, justify content center, and align item center. Now, the text is too big. And I find the text in the sketch was 10. So the thing I'm gonna do, it's inside my theme text size, I don't have this 10. So I'm gonna create an X small here called 10, like that. So now I can say size and X small. By doing X small now, my text is gonna become the X small version of it. For the color, the one I'm gonna use for that is I'm gonna replace the gray dot with this. So is this color here, 8E8E93. And now what I'm gonna do, it's my text gonna have the color of gray dark. Now you see, now they become with the text as the same color as the preview. Now you see they have some spacing here. So the way we can handle that, it's here inside this box. We can say, hey, I want some margin button. A margin button here can take a string or a number. The number is going to be the pixel you want to have at the bottom of it. I'm going to say 3, so I'm going to have a margin button of 3 pixels. That's it. It's pretty nice now. If we check back in the preview, we have more space here than we have here. So the way we're going to handle that is by putting a padding top. Padding top, PT for padding top. And here we can pass also a number, and I'm gonna say 10 for 10 pixels. Now you see, we become with a bigger padding. So now, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, it's I want when I click on some of them to change the screen, because right now they do nothing. So we're gonna create a function here inside this tab item called handle press. And this handle press, what I want is to navigate to another screen. The way that's gonna work is this navigation can be used to do some navigation. Like it's the same navigation, it's a navigation props with all the function. What I mean by that, if you check back to the tab bar, they have navigation, and inside navigation, what we have, navigate, the thing to navigate to another screen. So if my tab bar item have that, I can say this that props that navigation, that navigate. But how can I navigate to another screen? The only thing we need is the route name. So, and we have it already. So this is a prop that route name. But for being a route who can be clicked, there need to be a button. For doing this, we're going to import touchable opacity from React Native. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap my everything inside my box, my first box, to be touchable opacity. By doing this now, what that's gonna happen? It's first thing, it's not anymore in center, so we're gonna manage it. But now at least I can click on each of them. So I'm gonna put a style to this button, and I can remove the center here because that's gonna be center from this button. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create a style sheet, and I'm gonna say button. This button gonna need 3 arguments. Really simple, flex 1, justify content center, and adding item center. As you can see, if that would be with my library, that would be much more quicker because we can say just flex 1, center, that's it. Don't worry, in the next future version, I want to be able to create a button. So that's gonna be really nice, but not for now. So here, we can pass style of button like that. So now all of them become at the same place it was supposed. And now you see I don't change the screen, it's still on screen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say on press, and I need to handle press. So that what happened is finally the button click but nothing happened. See, now we change the screen, list, blah blah blah, and everything. One thing I forget, it's I want to have some letter spacing here, really easy, letter LS for letter spacing, and I want that of 0.12. You can create some letter spacing from the spacing right there. So I have tight, normal, and wide, but for this place I don't think I'm gonna have it anywhere else in the app, so I use the number. So now how can I make sure that I receive is active? So inside my tab bar, if I go back to my navigation, in my state I have the index. If you see here, the index change which depend on which tab you click. So we can make use of this, so that's why I make use of this index here. So inside my state here I can have the index, and I want to provide the isActive property by doing if the index equal the I of this one here. Now if I do this, look what's gonna happen. You see now it's green like that. It's pretty nice now. So if you follow what I do, index is gonna be the index of the route with use, and that's gonna be equal to the same value we use here. So if it's 0, 0, that's gonna be the home. If it's 1, 1, it's list, and blah blah blah. Now the last thing I want to do is to add some shadow to my tab, because in my preview, oops, not that, but in my preview we have some shadow here. So the way that's gonna work is we're gonna jump back to my theme file, and we're gonna add some shadow. So if we scroll down, we're gonna see shadow here. So we have already some provide, but I want to change this one. So the first shadow, I don't want a width of 0, I want a height of -1, sorry, and I want the opacity of it to be 0.16, and I want the radius to be 4. Now how can I use the shadow? It's an array, and I want to use the first item, so I can say shadow, and I want to use the first item like that. And now you're gonna see, now we get some shadow from here right at the top. And yeah, I mean, that's it for this video. So that was about making your own kind of tab bar component. The reason also why I did that, it's now you can see if you have a design with some weird tab bar stuff, because I get some, like you have no choice sometimes to custom it. So I just think this video can really be helpful for you if you need to do. So hope you enjoy. Again, the Dropbox link with all the icons gonna be in the description. Remember that this icon, it's all inside the tab bar icon folder. So this way you can just drag and drop everything from here inside your asset folder. Hope you enjoy, and we talk in the next one. Bye everyone.